Christmas time, and I need you around, darling. So come home, so come. You keep me up all night. I try to figure this out, 'cause you got something for me.
I'm here in London this year. I needed an escape from reality, and I needed the full immersion of all the sparkling lights and festivities that London can offer at this time of year. And whether you're having a family gathering, a large festive party, or simply just for some festive family feasting, I've got you covered. Everything from my holiday drinks, from my apple gingerbread martini to my cranberry fizz, my honey spiced roast nuts, my andouille sausage rolls, and my popcorn chicken with duo dips.
Christmas time, and I want you by my side, darling. So come home, please come home.
I have a lot of decorating to get on with before my party, so I'm going to make myself a little cocktail whilst I get the decorations up. And what I'm making is a gingerbread apple martini. So I need vodka, and it's a very simple cocktail. Equal parts vodka, sour apple liqueur or schnapps, and equal parts apple juice. And then this is what really gives it that festive edge. It's a gingerbread syrup. Now, if you haven't got this, you can make one yourself. Just add a 250 ml of water with a cup of sugar. Bring that to the boil with a clove, cinnamon stick and a piece of ginger, and then strain it and keep it in an airtight bottle. And you can have flavoured coffees all throughout Christmas, and drinks, and many other good things.
You keep me up all night. I try to figure this.
Have that amount of the syrup. Cocktails, everything needs to be cold, so I need some ice.
Under the Christmas tree. Baby, come home tonight. Oh, let me hold you real tight, 'cause it's Christmas time. I try to figure this out, but I never could.
I'm ready now to get on with the decorating. This time of year can be very stressful, and I certainly don't want to add to those stresses. I want everything to be relaxed, myself included, and that is why I get on with my edible chocolate dipped snowballs in advance to make everything easy. To make these, we need 3 eggs separated. And with the whites, we want to whisk them vigorously until they're thick, stiff and glossy, before gradually adding in a tablespoon at a time 125 grams of caster sugar. Then with the beater still running, add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Add a heaped mound of desiccated coconut and fold in gently. add heaped teaspoon mounds to a lined baking sheet. Once you've dolloped out all the mixture, cook in a preheated 170 degree oven, that would be a 150 degree fan, for 10 to 12 minutes until just turning golden on top. Once cooled, dip into melted chocolate and then place them on a sheet of baking parchment, and do this until each one has a chocolatey base. With the remaining chocolate, I simply drizzle it over with a teaspoon. Once the chocolate's set, stash them away in an airtight container and they'll last for up to 3 days.
Christmas lights are all around. I can see them now. It's like they spell your name. It's insane. Now we're back here once again.
There will be many drinks at this time of year, and to go with, I have to have my spiced honey roast nuts.
Set on you. I'm not gonna play.
These nuts are so easy to make and even easier to eat. All I need is some spices and honey. I have here 500 grams of mixed nuts. What I have is Brazils, pecans, walnuts, cashews, and what else? Almonds. But you can use any mixture of nuts that you want. Okay, so first of all, I want honey, 2 tablespoons. Okay, now the spices. 2 teaspoons of smoked paprika. I just love the taste of this and the colour it gives them. It's fantastic. Then I want a teaspoon of ground cumin and the same of cayenne pepper. Again, a lovely vivid red, but you can use any chili powder you want. Now, I go for 1 teaspoon, so there is a heat with the nuts. If your guests don't like heat, maybe go half a teaspoon. If you know everyone coming does like it quite a bit of heat, you could increase that to 2 teaspoons. And then I have some chopped fresh rosemary here. It is important to use fresh rosemary. Dried is not good. Some herbs are fantastic dried, rosemary is not one of them. Instead, perhaps maybe use some thyme, some dried thyme. So in that goes. Stir these together just over a low heat. It's not that I want to cook these at all, it is simply just to make it all runny and melt together, and which makes it much easier to spread evenly over the nuts. And that's it. I can feel the consistency has changed, that it's lovely and watery. Now, got to have salt, and I want a good 2 teaspoons of salt. Just scrunch that in, and I use sea salt. If you're using fine sea salt, use less. Stir that in. And then this just needs to be poured over the nuts. The smell of this is already amazing. It doesn't look a lot, but it will coat them all. So these are now ready for the oven. These just need to go into a preheated 170 degree oven, that'd be a 150 degree fan. And after 15 minutes, I'm going to take them out, toss them about so they cook evenly, and then back in for a further 15 minutes, and that's it. Once they go cold, I can store them in an airtight container and they'll last up to 5 days. I think when having a Christmas party, there has to be some form of sausage, whether that be in the form of cocktail sausages or my absolute favourite, sausage rolls. And this year I'm doing something a little different with my sausage rolls. This year I am using andouille, which is a spicy salami paste, so these will be quite hot, but don't worry, if your guests don't like heat, you can leave this out and just do plain sausage rolls. They will still be absolutely delicious. I have 500 grams of sausage meat here, so I just want to add that into a large bowl. And I need the andouille. And I want to squeeze the whole 150 grams of andouille in with the sausage meat. If you're using sausages, you won't need to season. If you're using sausage meat, you will, because it isn't seasoned. So I'm going to season generously with some salt. The andouille is seasoned, so it does help a little. And then just with clean hands, work that together. Just get rid of that for a moment. I'll have a quick hand wash. For the pastry, I'm just simply going to unroll a sheet of shop-bought puff pastry. And what I want to do, because I'm making lots of small sausage rolls, they are party sausage rolls after all, is I just want to split the pastry lengthways down the middle to give me 2 long sheets. Right, now I want half the meat, and I want to stretch it into a long cylinder sausage-like shape. And these are great hot or cold, which is what makes them fantastic as party food. Be sure to get right to the edges. Perfect. I just want to crack an egg into a bowl. Beat with a fork. Simply brush one side of the pastry with the beaten egg. Get a folding. So fold the pastry over and squeeze the edges together. We can use our fork to crimp that to carefully transfer them to a tray. I'm just going to pop these back into the fridge for 15 to 20 minutes, just while I get on with my popcorn chicken, just so they can firm up and they'll cut really easily, and then they're ready for the oven. Once sausage rolls have firmed up enough to be cut them into each log into 10 sausage rolls and transfer to a lined baking sheet.
Before we bake, we just want to brush them all over with the remaining beaten egg. This will help them go golden brown in the oven. And then a final scattering of sesame seeds on top. These just need to go into a 200-degree oven for 25 minutes until golden brown. My popcorn chicken is such a cinch to make. Now, I never thought that there would be a better way of doing it than deep frying. I love fried food, but when I'm having a party, the last thing I want to do is deep frying. Number one, because it's stressful, and I don't think really there's anything ever can be done about deep frying to make it less stressful at home. And number two, it will stink the house out. And I don't want that before people arrive. Instead, I'm going to use an air fryer, and it makes the most crispy, succulent chicken and takes hardly any time to do. So we'll get underway right away. I have here a lot of chicken, 5 breasts cut into small bites. You're going to need to get 3 bowls and lay them out in front of you. To the first bowl, I want to add some flour. And this is just to dust the chicken bits in. And with every step and process, I want to add flavour. So plenty of salt and pepper. And that's bowl 1 done. Bowl 2, I need eggs, mustard and garlic. I did tell you every step was going to be adding flavour. So 2 eggs for this amount of chicken. 2 teaspoons of mustard. And a fat clove of garlic. Give that a quick whisk together. And to bowl number 3, I need panko crumbs. Now the flavour elements for the panko. So I want 2 teaspoons of ground cumin, exactly the same of paprika, and it's smoked paprika. And I have 35 grams of finely grated parmesan and a tablespoon of sesame seeds. These add crunch and flavour. A stir and a toss together. Okay, and we're ready to get it going. Okay, so it helps to keep 1 hand for the dry ingredients and 1 for the wet. Not that that always goes to plan, but we'll try. So first into the flour. Take a handful of the chicken. Toss that about just to coat it. Waggle off any excess flour, and then into the garlic, mustard and egg, and then with this hand stir them about in that, and then into the panko mixture. This is very therapeutic and will really help relax you before the party. Just coat them in the panko crumbs, bury them, and then straight into the basket of my air fryer. You can, of course, if you don't have an air fryer, you can do these in an oven. If you haven't got an air fryer, you can, of course, do these in the oven. They do take a little bit longer and don't get quite as crunchy, but they will work. They'll take about 15 to 17 minutes in the oven, whereas in my air fryer, these only take at 200 degrees, they take 12 to 13 minutes. They'll be perfect, juicy chicken inside with the crispy, golden out exterior. And I will need to cook these in at least 2 batches. That's the first batch ready to go in, and whilst these are cooking, I'll get on with the rest and just repeat the process till all the chicken is used up.
My duo of dips are very easy to make. It's simply just a matter of mincing a couple of cloves of garlic into some mayonnaise. And for my fiery gutsy ketchup, which is just perfect with the popcorn chicken, I add a glug of olive oil to a saucepan and soften in that 1 finely chopped red onion, 2 teaspoons of fennel seeds, 1 teaspoon of chili flakes, along with a scrunch of salt and 2 cloves of minced garlic. Add 2 cans of chopped tomatoes, along with 3 tablespoons of good balsamic vinegar and 50 grams of light brown sugar. Simmer for 10 to 12 minutes, then blitz with a stick blender and refrigerate until required.
My guests are going to descend on me any moment, and just before they do, one final seasonal drink. I have here some cranberry syrup, which is so simple to make. All you need is 150 grams of cranberries, which you just gently crush with a potato masher just to help them release their juices into the syrup. Then I want 175 grams of castor sugar and 250 mils of water. Bring that to a boil in a saucepan and let it boil for 4 to 5 minutes, just as this deep ruby red, and it is so intense and so delicious. Fantastic for pancakes as well, for a little Christmas pancake. So before everyone arrives, I'm going to have myself a quick. So we've got the cranberry element, now for the fizz in the form of Prosecco. Cheers.
Merry Christmas, baby. Reindeer's coming out to play. Santa Claus is packing the presents.
Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video and that you'll give it a thumbs up, hit that like button, and don't forget to turn on the bell notification so you can keep up with all my videos in 2022. And Merry Christmas.